information to help you run your business better and improve your marketing campaigns. My name is Hank Hoffmeyer, and thank you for joining me on Hank's Marketing and Business Tips. Welcome to episode 295 of the HMBT podcast. Today I have with me Lucky Cannon. He is the engineer behind the custom MTA tool, email address validation tool, inbox placement tool, and other deliverability tools for Zoho. Sounds like you do a lot, Lucky, and we could dive in and talk about some of these things because I think it's interesting to talk about some of the behind the scenes and technical items of email marketing. I met you at MailCon in New York City. We were on a panel together, but it's great to get behind the mic with you.
Great, Hank. Thank you very much for the introduction. It's my entire team that's behind it, driving everything. Uh, Even though I'm leading the team, it's my entire team. It's not one person's work. Yeah, it's good to be here again. Nice to meet you.
Yes, great. Let's talk about something that I mentioned while I was making your introduction, MTA. I know when I talk from stage, when I write blog posts, I talk about technical items like SPF, DKIM, DMARC, which is authentication. But I think there might be some people out there that have no clue what an MTA is. I remember when I started in email marketing working for an email platform, I learned what that was, and I was blown away, and I was like, wow, well, this is cool. This is kind of what makes email marketing work in some ways. Can you tell us what an MTA is and why it's important?
An MTA is expanded. It's called mail transfer agent or message transfer agent. So what it essentially does is it takes in your email and delivers it to the inbox. It's like a postman or a postmaster. So that's essentially what MTA does. What MTA actually does is it delivers millions of emails from one single address. Because while dealing with marketing emails, you often see that there's just one from address where you'll have to send it to thousands and thousands of your own contacts. So that is where MTA differs. If you could see the MTA, within MTA, you can layer it in a way such that there are multiple different queues present, and each queue you could assume as one IP. So each IP queue will be delivering their own emails to the end recipients. Why do we have IPs here? Because the thousands and thousands of emails that you're going to send out, if it sends through one IP, then they're going to mark you as spam because it essentially sees that there is just one sender, and that sender is sending these many emails through one single IP. And we also have a lot of throttling there, right? So you cannot send more than these many emails per hour. So there's restriction like that. So that's why we are sending through multiple different IPs. And that is what MTA is good at. MTA understands what Gmail, Hotmail, and other mailbox provider does, and it automatically reacts to them. For example, if Gmail is trying to throttle us, we'll know that they're going to throttle. So we'll stop there, wait for some time, and then send back again. We'll know how many connections we want to open to Gmail. If there are more connections, they'll send out an error. So based on that, MTA will react. So it is like a reacting react engine. So it basically understands the end recipients. So that's how I could define an MTA as.
And I love how you correlate it to like the postal system, and to elaborate on that more, it's kind of like you have a distribution center for mail. Mail comes in, it needs to go out to different places. So there's different vehicles that they use, different sizes, and they go to different locations. And then the locations might accept packages of different sizes, right? Like a small mailbox can't take a huge package. And you need to know ahead of time what's going to happen with that. And there's all that communication, like you said. But I love how we pulled back the curtain there and talked about that because I don't think that's something that the average marketer knows. They may know about SPF, DKIM, DMARC, and BIMI and all this stuff, but behind the scenes, like how does it actually work when you click send? A lot of people think that it's just, you click send, a server sends it and it's received on the other end, but there's so much that goes on from the email service provider or CRM, whatever's sending the email to do that in bulk. It's kind of like an orchestration of organized chaos is what I probably would think of it as. And it's interesting. But yeah, I think this is the first time on this show that we've talked about MTA or mail transfer agent. Awesome.
That's good to hear.
Let's talk about AI because I know you love AI and you're involved in that. Where do you think AI is going to evolve when it comes to email marketing? Like right now, I know there's been like simple AI all along, like filters and stuff and segmentation and automation, which is like in a way simple AI. But now you have these tools that can say, help me with my subject line or create break great body copy for me with an AI tool. Where do you see AI becoming more involved in email marketing, say in 3 or 5 years?
The entire world has been revolving around automation. It's all automation. So everything what we have been doing were manual works. So we were lifting heavy things. We were going from one place to another through. We were just walking to places. Then they invented wheels, bicycles, and then motors. Then they became fast. So it's all evolving. It's almost like automating tasks every single day. And now that AI has come, it's exponential. So all the automations has gone up. So you don't need to do anything at all. So we were just doing some few clicks and then we were achieving a lot through softwares. That's why software has been a booming industry all along. We've been using multiple different softwares for email marketing as well. So say it's almost like everywhere we see there are cloud solutions and everything. So AI on top of it, boom. That's the one that we were waiting for almost like 10-20 years, where software was just there. It was not evolving. It was coming to a point where the evolution is almost at a linear pace. Now it's exponential thanks to AI. So what we're going to achieve, what we're going to see after this is that we don't need to log in at all. It'll We just give a command and it'll automatically execute a lot of things. So that's where I think it's going. We don't need to log into the software. We don't use the screen at all. We don't need to go click everything to understand what we want. We just ask the question and it'll automatically say whatever is present within the application itself. So that's what I think.
I love that. And I remember from the stage at MailCom, we kind of discussed that in a way, a similarity. And, I was mentioning that no longer will you have to log into a UI. You can just have a prompt and say, I'd like to send my next promotion email to people that would be interested in going to my pop-up shop in Boston. And here's the dates I'll be there, et cetera. Please make sure to do X, Y, Z. You have a natural discussion with a prompt, and then it just does all the work in the back end, like automating it. Let me ask you a question, Lucky, because that sounds exciting. That sounds great for somebody like me, like a marketer, and somebody who's passionate about email. But things are always abused, right? With all these tools now with AI, you can create videos like headless videos. I could just I can have AI create a great story and then plug it into a tool, and it puts all these either stock videos or stock images together and does it. In other words, it's not me. It's not really 100% true, possibly because AI might not have the best content or the most up-to-date content, but I see our social media channels being flooded with that. I wonder if that can be the same thing happening with email marketing is people being really lazy with AI and with automation and just sending out more garbage than there is now, more spam than there is now. Do you think that that's a possibility more than just somebody using it for the right reasons?
100% that is a possibility. Whenever there is a possibility, people actually use it. So that is why all along there has been hackers, and that's why security has evolved so much thanks to hackers. Similar to how antivirus programs were before that. Only because there were multiple viruses that were flooded into the market, there was an antivirus solutions. So similar way, there is a yin and a yang, right?
Hmm.
So whenever there is a bad, there is a good that comes to help. Whenever there is good, there is a bad that will evolve. So it's a never ending process.
I
I
like
could
that.
say yes.
And then we're seeing a lot of highlights on authentication. We'll probably see something where there'll be some kind of rules and stuff like that around AI, right? Around catching people that are using it in a nefarious manner. Hopefully, that will happen soon because AI is just growing every day, and the use and the adoption is getting crazy. But it's so helpful, right? And then we're going to live in a world where you get more done with less. And like you said, the people that are going to try to do bad things will try to use these tools as well. But I have a feeling you'll be in the forefront of helping with that, especially with Zoho.
100%. Yes.
All right, let me ask you this, and I'm probably not going to be shocked, but what is your favorite thing about email marketing? The most favorite thing of all to you when it comes to email marketing?
The data part. Uh, I'm actually amazed at the marketers present here, like how they try to correlate a few things and try to come up with different solutions, how to target uh, particularly properly. So 100% it's data, because there is a lot that we can do with data, and if it's used properly, the thing is enormous. You can do a lot. The possibilities are enormous.
It's funny, is I think more I ask that question, the more I get that answer is around data. And then, people like small business owners, they probably don't look at data. And I want to encourage them, if they're listening to this episode, look at your data. Even if opens aren't 100% accurate anymore, it gives you a baseline. Look at your clicks. More importantly, look at the conversions you're getting from email, right? And if you don't have Google Analytics connected, go ahead and do that. So you can look at what email marketing is doing, what conversions you're getting from email, but also is it assisting with other conversions, which is something when I used to manage clients, I would do that all the time. They'll say, "Hey, I made $12,000 off the last email and I was hoping to make more." And I'll say, "Well, it also assisted with $23,000 of other conversions." And they're like, "Why? How?" And I show it to them and they're amazed, because even with social media, even though when you post something, you may not get an immediate conversion, you're getting brand recognition. Same thing with email marketing is it's that branding opportunity. It's being visible, being in front of somebody in the inbox. Maybe they see your email, but they go and they actually physically type your URL and then go and buy something, right? Or they see a post from you on Instagram and then buy something later and click from something in Instagram. And it happens. So look at the data, like you said.
100%. Yes.
What bit of advice would you give to someone that maybe is just getting started with email marketing, or they're new in a role for a company and they are being involved in email marketing? What is the biggest piece of advice you would give them?
Always understand through each of the steps that they're doing. There's a lot that is behind what we are doing. It's not just sending out emails. So there's a lot that's going on. Every day is a learning process. So we'll have to understand that it's not that we're just doing the same thing again and again. Every single thing, it's also evolving, right? So the things that we're going to learn is more, since there is a lot of people that's going to do a lot of new things, because AI has driven everyone to make things easy. AI has made things easy, so people can do a lot of things quickly, and so there's a lot that's evolving, and so catching up with that itself is a good thing. So we'll have to look at all the news that's going on around. We can go dive deep into the tech and see what's actually happening behind. So yeah.
Yeah, it takes a long time to become very knowledgeable of every aspect of email marketing. And I remember when I started in the space at iContact, an email platform, and I started managing clients. And, some of them knew more than me. I knew more than some of them. And I quickly learned, I was a pseudo expert, right? People looked to me because I worked at a platform. They thought I knew everything, but then I had to learn some things like what is this and what is that. Oh, when it comes to text to image ratio, that was an eye opener for me when I got started. Just like you said, I think it's just consume content, read blogs, podcasts like this, learn everything you can, because even though I've been in the actual space, working for SaaS companies that are in email marketing for 15 almost 16 years now, there's still new things that happen. There's still new things you can learn. It's an art, right? I like to think of it as an art, and it always evolves. It's not something that is stagnant. Even though email marketing is what, almost 50 years old, right? It's not like it's the same as it was back then, and it's great. And I appreciate you coming on the show. Tell me, Lucky, how can people reach out to you if you have further questions, and then tell me a little bit about Zoho.
They can reach me out on LinkedIn anytime. Uh, and about Zoho, so Zoho is having 45 different applications where you could run your entire business with Zoho. So we have Finance Suite, Sales Suite, and then we have Marketing Suite. So almost the entire business could be run on Zoho. So name any of the applications, and Zoho could have it. So that's how I think of Zoho as.
Yeah, make sure to check out Zoho. I've used it in the past with some of the other things I've done in my life, and I found it to be a great tool. Lucky's very knowledgeable in deliverability. Reach out if you have any questions. And folks, as you always know, Kickbox supports this show. They do it very well, and they allowed me to give a coupon code. So if you need to do email validation, you can get 5,000 free credits by using the code HMBT. Hope you could take advantage of that. But Lucky, it was great to have you on the show. I hope to see you again at another conference down the road, and maybe even on the show again here.
Thank you very much, Hank.
All
Thank you.
right,
Thank you.
everybody, you go learn some more about email marketing and look at that data.
Bye.